Welcome, Algebra 1 students, to the homework help video, page 250. Let's jump right into this. Okay, we're going to use the table of values method to graph these equations. And so, here we go. For my table of values, I like to use 0, 1, 2. That's just me. You can choose any x values that you want to. So I'm going to put a 0 right here. 3 times 0 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. Alright, so that's an ordered pair. 0, comma, 2. Let's substitute 1 in for x. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. That's another ordered pair. And then we're going to substitute 2 in for x. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. And there's another ordered pair. Now, those 3 points should line up in a straight line. 0, 2 is right here. 1, 5 is right here. 2, 8. My bad. 1, 5 would be right here, and then 2, 8 would be right there. And they definitely line up in a straight line. Draw your line, and you're finished. Okay? So there you go. We're graphing linear equations. Piece of cake, no problem. That's it. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to 41. Here's my table of values over here. I'm going to use 0, 1, 2. You can use any numbers you want for your x. So 0 first. 4 times 0 minus 1. 4 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Y equals negative 1. Next, we're going to substitute 1 in for x. So 4 times 1 minus 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. And there we go. Next, let's substitute 2 in for x. So 4 times 2 minus 1. That's 8 minus 1. And that would be 7. So here we go. We have 3 ordered pairs. 0, negative 1. 1, comma 3. And 2, comma 7. And there we go. Definitely line up in a straight line. Connect your 3 points, and you have graphed yet another linear equation. Alright, number 42. I'm going to put in 0, 1, and 2 for x. So for x, I'm going to substitute 0. 4 thirds times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. Pretty simple. Next, I'm going to substitute 1 in for x. 4 thirds times 1 is 4 thirds. And of course, 4 thirds is the same thing as 1 and 1 third. So 1 and 1 third plus 2 more is 3 and 1 third. Alright? And then lastly, we're going to substitute 2 in for x. 4 thirds times 2. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 over 1 to make it easier for my multiplication. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. 8 thirds is the same thing as 2 and 2 thirds plus 2. So 4 and 2 thirds. And there we go. So one ordered pair is 0, 2. The other ordered pair is over 1, up 3 and a third. And the other ordered pair is over 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 thirds. There we go. You can just estimate your fractions, guys. That's totally fine. Okay? Not a big deal. Alright, number 43. Alright. I'm going to put in 0, 1, and 2 for my x. So I have negative 3/4 times 0 plus 1. 3/4 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 is 1. Next, I'm going to substitute 1 in for x. Negative 3/4 times 1 is negative 3/4. Positive 1. Now, think about this. 3/4 is the same thing as 0.75. So if you have $1 and you owe 75 cents and you pay it off, you're left with a quarter, or 0.25, or 1/4. Next, I'm going to substitute 2 in for x. So negative 3/4 times 2 over 1 plus 1. Negative times a positive is negative. 3 total, we can do some canceling here. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Positive 1. 3 over 2 is the same thing as negative 1.5. And of course, if you look at it like dollars, negative 1.5 is the same thing as like negative $1.50, $1.50. So you have $1, you owe $1.50, pay off as much as you can, and you still owe 50 cents, or in other words, a half. Okay, so here we go. First ordered pair, 0, 1. Next ordered pair, over 1, up a fourth. Next ordered pair, over 2, down a half. That's it, guys. Pretty simple stuff. Mr. Earhart, why don't you give us so many to really drill this into your heads? It's very important that you can not only graph linear equations well, but that you can graph them quickly. Very important. Alright, number 47. We're going to substitute 0 in for x. So negative 3 times 0 plus 1. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. So my answer is 1. Next, I'm going to put 1 in for x. Negative 3 times 1, negative 3, positive 1, negative 2. So when x is 1, y is negative 2. Next, I'm going to substitute 2 in for x. Negative 3 times 2, negative 6. Negative 6, positive 1, negative 5. There we go. Now, first ordered pair, 0, 1. Next ordered pair, 1, negative 2. Next ordered pair, 2, negative 5. And your 3 points do line up in a straight line. Not the best line in the world, but there you go. Again, pretty simple, guys. Alright, number 49. Alright, now, look at all the ones we've done so far. Notice y has been by itself. Okay? And that makes it easier. Alright? Sometimes, though, y is not by itself. Now, some students like to get y by itself. They go like this, and then divide by negative 2. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I'll put that right down here. And I will show you that both ways work. Okay, that's fine. I divided by negative 2. Those canceled. Positive over negative is negative. Negative over negative is positive. There's a 1 here. 1 divided by 2, 1/2. Okay? Personally, I just like to leave it like it is, but that's up to you. So here we go. Alright, let's substitute 0 in for x. So 0 minus 2y equals 6. 0 minus 2y is negative 2y. Divide both sides by negative 2. And y equals negative 3. Down here, put 0 in for x. 1/2 times 0 is 0, plus negative 3 is negative 3. So either way, you get negative 3. Alright? If you choose to get y by itself, make sure you do it correctly. If you make a mistake, you're going to miss all of these, okay? Let's put a 1 in for x. So 1, negative 2y equals 6. Bring the 1 over, make it a negative 1. Negative 2y equals 5. Divide by negative 2. And y equals negative 2.5. Alright, now down here, let's put 1 in for x. So negative 3 positive 1/2 times 1. Alright, negative 3, 1/2 times 1 is 1/2. Now look at it like this. 1/2 is the same thing as like having 0.5 or 50 cents. So you owe $3, and you pay off 50 cents, and you still owe a negative 250, or in other words, a negative 2.5. Same answer either way. Alright? And then lastly, we're going to substitute in 2, excuse me. So 2 for x. Bring your 2 over, make it a negative 2. Divide by negative 2. Y equals negative 2. Okay? Positive divided by negative is negative. Now down here, I'm going to substitute 2. Negative 3 positive 1/2 times 2 over 1. Your 2's cancel. You would get 1 over 1, which is 1. Excuse me. Negative 3 positive 1 negative 2. So either way, you get negative 2. First ordered pair, 0, negative 3. Next ordered pair, 1, negative 2.5. Next ordered pair, 2, negative 2. There we go. Line up in a perfectly straight line, and we're done. Alright, let's try number 50 here. I'm not going to do all of these like this. We're going to do them both ways. However, I'm going to do this one where I don't get y by itself, and then this one here, I'm going to get y by itself, okay? Alright, so here, let's leave it like it is. I'm going to substitute 0 in for x. 4 times 0 plus 4y equals 2. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 4y is 4y. Divide both sides by 4, and y equals 1/2. Next, I'm going to substitute 1 in for x. 4 times 1 is 4. Bring your 4 over, make it a negative 4, and we're left with 4y equals negative 2. Divide by 4, divide by 4, a negative, divided by a positive is negative, 2 over 4 is 1/2. Alright, and then lastly, let's substitute 2 in for x. 4 times 2, positive 4y. 4 times 2 is 8, positive 4y equals 2. So next, students, bring the 8 over, make it a negative 8, and we're left with 4y equals negative 6, divided by 4, and we're left with a negative 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2 if you reduce it, which is 1.5. Okay? So, first ordered pair, 0.5. Next ordered pair, 1, down 1/2. Next ordered pair, 2, down 1.5. And there we go. Okay? Again, not the straightest line, but you understand. Okay, moving on. Okay, students, now on this one here, I'm going to isolate the y, get y by itself. Again, you don't have to do this. You can leave it like it is, like we did over here, or you can get y by itself. Totally up to you, okay? So bring the x over, make it a negative x, and we're left with 2y equals negative 8, negative x. Don't forget, there's a 1 right here in front of the x. Now, divide everything by 2. Y equals negative over a positive is negative. Negative over a positive is negative. And there we go. So, we do not need any of that stuff that I just erased. And so now we're going to use this equation here. Alright, so here we go. Let's substitute 0 in for x. 1/2 times 0 is 0. Negative 4 minus 0 is negative 4. Alright, next we're going to substitute 1 in for x. So negative 4, negative 1/2 times 1. Negative 4, negative 1/2 times 1 is negative 1/2. So you owe 4, you owe 1/2. So now you owe negative 4.5. Next, we're going to substitute 2 in for x. Negative 4, negative times a positive is negative. Your 2's cancel, leaving you with 1 over 1, which is 1. So negative 4, negative 1, negative 5. So your first ordered pair, 0, 4. Next ordered pair, 1, negative 4.5. Next ordered pair, 2, negative 5. There we go. There's your ordered pairs. Draw your line, and you're good. Alright? Okay, last 4 problems. They ask you to match the graph, match the equation with this graph. Now, we've not really looked at equations that have one variable, so let's cross that off, and let's cross this off, because that's the graph that goes with it, okay? So, now here we go. When I look at this equation here, I'm going to put a 0 in for x. Now, students, when I say put a 0 in for x, trust me, you can use any number you want, but 0 is just so easy, okay? So, if I put a 0 in for x, what do I get out? Well, 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus y is negative y. So I'm left with negative y equals 3. Now, if negative y equals 3, then positive y equals negative 3. Okay? So, when I put 0 in, I got out negative 3. Now, look for a graph that has 0, negative 3. This graph does not have 0, negative 3. This graph does not have 0, negative 3. But look at this graph right here. 0, negative 3. Boom. Right there. It falls right on the blue line. So, I know the line I'm looking for has to pass through 0, negative 3, because 0, negative 3 satisfied this equation. Do you see what I'm saying? So, I can stop there. That's good enough. I know that the answer to 52 is B. Done with that. Check that off. Okay, let's try this one here. Alright. Let's put a 0 in for x. Okay? So 6 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3y is 3y. Now, divide both sides by 3, and y equals 0. 0 divided by 3 is 0. So when I put in 0, I got out 0. Now, we've already used this graph, okay? Which one of these graphs here has the line passing through 0, 0? Well, this one does right here. Here's 0, 0. This blue line does not pass through that point, but here the blue line does. So I know 55 is C. So, process of elimination, 53 is D. Guys, I hope this homework video has been a help to you. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me.